Let's move over to this now. A 43-year-old Zimbabwean man was killed in a suspected mob attack in Diepsloot. The mob accused him of being in the country illegally. Residents were protesting against crime and negligence of policing of immigration laws. Let's bring in Xolani Fihla, who's from the Johannesburg Metro Police Department spokesperson, for an update. I must just add and make it clear to our viewers that we did try to get the mayor of the city of Joburg, Mpopalatse, on this evening. Unfortunately, she was unavailable. So, Xolani, you're the man that hopefully has all the answers for us. Maybe just speak to us about the latest update with regards to the situation in Diepsloot. We do know that tensions were very high this past week and a life has been lost. We know in previous weeks, according to the police minister, over 4 lives have also been lost. What is the situation now? What can you tell us?
Thank you to you, Heidi, and let me greet the viewers also. Yes, as you've said, following the incidents we've seen and noticed throughout the week in Diepsloot, at the present moment, the situation in the area is quite, I'm thinking that it's due to the rain and people are keeping indoors. But what I can say is that JMPD has bolstered its manpower in the area by conducting high visibility patrols and crime prevention operations together with SAPS. And with those operations, officers have been conducting stop and searches and checking for compliance at scrap yards in the area.
Okay, have you found anything that's dodgy or suspicious that you think we should know about?
At the moment, it's been quite quiet. But I can confirm that in the operations conducted by JMPD and SAPS, Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department officers have arrested 7 illegal immigrants in the area, and the police still remain on high alert for any disruptions and disturbances in the area.
Sorry, when were these 7 arrested?
The operation was conducted today. I can't confirm on the numbers from SAPS, but with JMPD, it's definitely 7 illegal immigrants who were arrested.
Today?
Yes, that's correct, Heidi.
Okay, great. Maybe just speak to us about the support that is needed with JMPD and SAPS to try and get to the bottom of this issue. And the reason why I ask this is because many South Africans are looking at the situation in Diepsloot and saying this was boiling and it was bound to explode because they just felt as though there was no proper policing, there was no proper visibility, especially in hotspots. What kind of support do you need as the JMPD from SAPS to try and deal with issues not only in Diepsloot but in Johannesburg?
Throughout the country. What I can say is that JMPD is actually playing a supporting role to the SAPS, but what I can say is that we still maintain the stance that no one should take the law into their own hands, because we've seen the terrible effect it has regarding safety of people in the city and in the province. And we just want to say to members of the public that if you do really want to help the law enforcement with dealing with issues in your communities, whether it's crime, informal trading, or undocumented persons, continue being the eyes and ears for police, show us where the problem is, and we'll deal with it accordingly.
Xolani, have you seen community members coming to you and saying, this is a hotspot area, this is an area where we are concerned about? Are you seeing that engagement from community members with the JMPD? Because, as you just mentioned, it's very vital for community members sometimes to direct JMPD and SAPS to say, this is where the problem actually is.
No, that's true, Heidi. We really depend on the information received from the communities because they are on the ground. They see everything that's happening within their communities. So it is really important for them to come forward and report these problems. And I can honestly say that they have been coming forward, especially with the engagements that's being held with the Minister of Police, the Minister of Home Affairs. So they are coming forward. They are showing us areas where there are serious problems. And that's where we've been deploying the high number of police just to make sure that visibility is dealt accordingly and that we do deter any criminal activities happening in those areas.
And just lastly, Xolani, I know you did mention the fact that the rain has almost put a damper on things. But in terms of your operations, in terms of visibility on the ground, what are we expecting, not only in Diepsloot, but in other hotspot areas in Johannesburg today and in the coming week?
No, definitely. As we've seen through the previous months with all the protest marches and scenes that that have been happening within the city of Johannesburg, officers are closely monitoring those areas, and especially in Diepsloot, we are conducting patrols on main arterials. That's William Nicol, also known as R511. On Gonyama Street, Plum Street, Summit Road, and the N14, just to ensure that everyone is safe. Because we know that when there is protest action, the roads are closed. We see burning tires, we see rocks and debris. So officers are monitoring those main arterials to make sure that movement within those areas are smooth.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that update. We do appreciate it. That was Johannesburg Metro Police Department spokesperson Xolani Fihla.